화장실 갔다 오려거든. 지금 갔다 와요.
네, 알았어. 여자애 남자 있는 사람.
접근 변호사 그룹.
SKLD 로우 그룹.
What will they have to say? Let's find out. Do you consider yourself today proud to be an American?
For the third part of a three-part message, Disciples Fulfill Their Mission. Here's Pastor Bill Welsh on Refuge Radio.
As everyone has received a gift, he said, just minister it to one another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God. And then he says, if you speak, speak as of the oracles of God. And if you minister, just minister with the ability that God has given you. I love that. He says, look, I don't really care about the badges that you wear. I don't care about the titles of your. He said, if God's poured something into you, then pour it on. Move it on. Pass it on to somebody else. He said, if you're called to speak, then speak. That would be the prophet, apostle, evangelist, pastor, teacher, exhorter. He said, if you've got those other gifts that don't need your mouth, how many of you think you might have a gift that doesn't need the use of your mouth?
안 친절하면
Except for
어떡하고.
the fact that we're all called to share our story of Jesus, one-on-one with people that we care about. I'll tell you, I never would have believed all the way through high school that God would ever ask me to stand behind the holy desk. How many of you were like me in those years of school that thought when it was book report day, when it came around, it was not just written book report, it was verbal book report day. And I had to stand up in front of 5 or 10 people, and I trembled at that. I never thought God would call me to do what he's called me to do as a vocational calling and gift. But he has. And so here's the list. And I don't know where you fall in this list, but you're somewhere on that screen possibly, or maybe there's some of those other gifts that aren't even on our lists. You see the ones at the bottom, we've gone through almost all those as we read, but look at the last couple of lines. Discerning of spirits, interpretation of tongues, and then we've got apostle and evangelist and pastor. We didn't talk about this one. Elders. And down at the bottom line, deacons and authors. You know, there are some people that are tremendous writers, but they're not speakers. Have you ever heard somebody speak who's not a speaker? And you want to say, just keep writing, go home and write your heart out, but they're not gifted to speak. It's not that they can't share with somebody one-on-one, but there's authors, and there's intercession, those that have an amazing gift of prayer and interceding for people. And then there's the musician. It's clear in the Old Testament. There were people that were anointed to sing, and they were asked to sing. They were recruited to sing. People that were skillful players on the lute and the harp and the flutes, and they were invited to do that. There were artists. I was walking in today, and Jonathan Trask stopped me in the hallway. He said, you were talking last night. He said, I really enjoyed the message, and it made me think of that guy in Exodus 31. Well, I'd forgotten about the guy in Exodus 31. Here's what it says about him. His name. See, I have called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God in wisdom and in understanding and knowledge and in all manner of craftsmanship to design artistic works for the temple. He was gifted. He was anointed. That doesn't show up in any of Paul's lists or Peter's list. I don't know what your gift is, but I can tell you how to discover what your gift is. I really think that I can. To discover what your gift is, what God wants you to do, I want you to jot down these 3 things. Number 1, you'll have an ability to do it. You know, somebody that says, I think God has called me to lead worship up here. He's called me to sing. And so how many of you have ever watched America's Got Talent? And the first episodes, you know, when someone who thinks they can sing, they try to sing, and it just feels so bad for them. It's not that they shouldn't sing, it's just that they shouldn't lead sing. They shouldn't maybe do that as a ministry or an occupation, and it's always sad to see that. But if God's called you to sing, you'll be able to sing. If God's called you to do something, he'll give you the ability to do that thing. He'll give that to you. A gift, whether it's leading, you'll have the gift of leading. If it's teaching, people will listen to the teaching and they'll grow from the teaching. Second thing that I would say is desire. You'll have a desire to that. God is not going to force you into something that you have absolutely no desire to excel in. Be better and better at. He'll nudge you in a certain way. There'll be a whisper in your heart that says, this is what I've called you to do. I've told you my story about how I knew the moment that God called me to preach the gospel and to teach and to pastor. It's just that whisper in my heart, and there was the desire that came along It seems like the ability came much later than the desire came. But through practice and through, working that gift. But there was a desire to do that. And as the Lord just whispers in your heart. I got a quote on this last week. I was looking through my Instagram feed, and there was something from Daniel Chestnut, and he's just a wonderful young guy. He and Katie serve here. And it was on his Instagram feed, and there's just a picture out in North Carolina, I think it was, with a quote from John Eldredge, his book that has just been re-released. It was originally called Desire, now it's called The Journey of Desire. And it's this, it says, desire reveals design, and design reveals destiny, and your calling. Now he's very, very quick to say that he's not saying that every desire you have is a desire that God really wants you to pursue. How many of you have desires you know you'd better not pursue? And you fight against those desires, of course. But if it's a desire to bless, and if it's a desire to reach out, if it's a desire to do what? To reach people with the gospel, and to disciple people, and to build a loving community of Jesus followers, then that desire coupled together with an ability to serve in a particular way, that desire reveals a design that reveals a destiny, which is a calling for God. The third thing is this. It's the opportunity to do it. And I just want to tell you, you don't have to worry about making the opportunity pop up, because the opportunity will pop up all day long. And over again, it will be, as I have said many times, again, sorry, not sorry for repeating myself, it'll be in the middle of your road. It'll be there every single day that you step out and say, God, here's my life, use me. And you'll be walking down the road. You might remember the story. There's a man that's been beat up and stripped and left for dead in the middle of your road. Oh, wait a minute, you're a righteous person. And so you'll walk over the side, and you might walk around him and make sure that you don't touch him because you'd be defiled. But there's the good Samaritan in the story that sees the man in the middle of his road, and he says, there's my mission for the day. Here's the ability, the resource, there's the desire, and there's the opportunity. And you step into that, and you make a difference, maybe in one person's life. And that was your mission that day. It will be supernaturally natural. It'll be something that God set up, and there's no neon lights saying, here it is, here it is. It's just there. It looks like a beat-up person in the middle of the road. In fact, we watched that happen right here a few minutes ago, didn't we? We watched that happen. Somebody that ministered to someone who looks like they've had better days. We just ministered to them. And we all watched them. What's going to happen over there? Well, what's going to happen there? And you watch what happened. Somebody stepped into a mission and an assignment at that moment, and I just love watching that. There will be times where you will be terrified as you step towards that mission. There will be times that you tremble when you speak. And there will be times when you wonder, really, God, me? Are you serious? Really? Me? I don't feel. And you'll find the ability when you step into the opportunity and you watch what God will do through you. I think the most important thing that we've covered in all these is what's been repeated a number of times, where it just says, do you got a gift? Use it. Do you have an opportunity? Seize that opportunity. Do you have a desire to be used by God in that certain way? Then go check the water on it, test it out, and move in that direction and see what God will do. Let me tell you how simple this is. It has to do with my beach towel and our table here. You know what this is? What is it? Yes, it's a bucket. It's definitely a bucket. You know what else it is? It's from Home Depot. I have not been paid to bring all three of these up here today. This is 92647. That's my zip code. This is 92708. 92807, 92708. Which is what? Fountain Valley. What's your zip code? Let me hear it.